If that is all?
No!
It's time, isn't it?
What the fuck did you eat? What the fuck? This smells shit!
Alright, I didn't know if I really wanted to use that skit on today's video. I was gonna use it for another video, but then I kind of thought, I don't think that video is a good idea. You know what I mean, man? It just was not a good idea. So today we're gonna be talking about secrets in the obscure. Yeah, it's very secretive, very obscure expansion. And the funny part about the whole title is that there really was not a whole lot of secrets this expansion. From me, at least. I really felt like everything was pretty formulaic, and there was really no secret features or any, like, you know, fucking shit that make me want to jerk off right here, right now, in front of you. There really was just nothing that secret. So, to me, the title was very misleading. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this shit. So we're gonna be doing a pro and cons list, alright? So that is where we list the good and the bad, okay, children? You keeping up with me? Now that I think about it, I should not call you children, considering that I literally just said it would not make me want to jerk off right in front of you. So let's go ahead and avoid that point. Adults, my fellow adults. Pros, Wizard Vault. I think the Wizard Vault system, for the most part, besides one little thing, which is a removal of a feature with the Wizard Vault coming in, daily login rewards. It's a fucking amazing system, dude. It's an actually amazing system. It's by far the most polished, well thought out, like, part of this entire expansion, to me at least. I think the Wizard Vault was a fucking genius idea and was beautifully executed, man. Absolutely just beautiful. It really just gives a continuous sense of progression and really just gives you a short list of shit to do every day. And not only that, but it also provides you weeklies and the return, well, somewhat, of monthly achievements or whatever, which, as far as I know, were a thing at some point. I have no idea. I started playing the game like 4.5 years ago, so no idea about that. But there are the special, tab where they have special things, you know, like for like festivals or related to the current story release, the current meta event that got released or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean. And that is sort of like that monthly kind of thing, you know, that super long-term kind of thing. And they even have some for obtaining legendary armor, which is actually another pro. The open world legendary armor. Now, I personally have not gotten a single fucking piece, which sucks, you know, because I haven't really played a ton this expansion. But it is a really nice thing to know that I don't have to go, you know, pluck my pubes with the fucking, you know, goddamn. I'm looking at scissors, you know, fucking start shaving. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore, man. I need to just end this YouTube channel. Just delete it already, for fuck's sake. But, you know, I don't know. It's just that it's cool, okay? I don't fucking know, man. The next one is Rifts. Now, to me, it's kind of a meh kind of thing. If I had a meh tier, then I would probably put it in the meh tier. So, yeah, Rifts are just kind of meh. You know what I mean? They're just not really that good, hence why I'm putting them in meh. So, yeah. I don't know, they're kind of boring, but they're also really not that bad. They're kind of fun, sorta. Maybe. I don't fucking know, man. It's kind of sad. I'm just really sad about this game. Next one is the Weapon Master. Now, as a ranger, speaking of sad, I got very fucking sad by the Weapon Master because the staff is not a DPS weapon, obviously, and the dagger is a Condi weapon. And as an Untamed main, I just do not give a flying fuck about the dagger, so there's nothing there for me, personally. Now, I will say, Mechanist, I do fucking love the sword and the shield, man. I love that on mech. It's so much fun. Right, we could do Mace and Shield before, but sword and shield, man, that shit. I actually got a semi-chub right now, man. That shit making. I'm kidding. I don't actually. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool for certain classes. It really does depend on the kind of playstyle you like and what class you're on. For some people, it'll be better than others. That's what I mean. I didn't really need to go that in depth with it, man. What am I doing these days, man? The Wizard's Tower is pretty cool. I like it. I think it's a cool location. I think they did a good job with it. Would I have done way more at the Wizard's Tower? Fuck yes, I would have done way more at that shit. I would have had that been like Dalaran type shit, man, from like World of Warcraft. And then also add like fucking laser beams coming out of it. Like it has like siege weaponry on top, and there's like an event where you have all these like cryptid dragon things. You can go in like the catapults and fuck their shit up, and then they land. Sorry, I'm getting way too ambitious here. The Ranger pets are also cool. I like them. You know, the Ether Shark, the Ether Hunter. It's my favorite pet in the entire game for like general content, you know. And I use that pet all the fucking time, and I love it. As far as the other two pets go, not really too big of a fan of them, but they're cool. They're definitely cool, especially the last one they came out with. That one's fucking titties, man. That one's really cool. But yeah, that does it for the pros, and that to me is really fucking sad. The fact that the pros, like half of them were just like, I guess cool, you know? But anyway, the cons. This is going to be one that is probably the most subjective thing on this list, because, you know, it's subjective. And that's the music. For the first time ever, I really did not care for the music. Especially the main login theme. I don't know what the fuck they've done with that shit. Because whenever you log into the game, right, you get to the main menu. At least for me, it takes like 10 or 15 seconds for people to hear the fucking music whenever it's loading up the Secrets of the Obscure theme. Which just doesn't make any sense, and it starts off so fucking quiet and it gets loud like 30 seconds later. It's like, this is a main menu theme, for fuck's sake. You know, I don't mind having a quieter kind of theme. I love the Path of Fire theme. That wasn't this big bombastic shaking my cock all over the place, you know, jizzing like a goddamn Nerf fucking super splash cannon, water cannon, whatever, you know. I liked it, and to me, I don't need these big bombastic sequences, but the music on the main login screen sucked, and I also didn't really care for any of the music in the expansion. Like, there wasn't one track that I heard that I was like, this, my friend, is titties. So, for the first time, I think I can finally put a check mark on the miss category, the miss tab for McLean, Deemer, and crew. They usually do a fantastic job, and I do feel like this felt a little rushed. Like they just did not know what the fuck they were doing with this one. McLean, if you're not watching this, but you're not watching it, so I'm just gonna say you're not watching it. But I love McLean Deemer, man. He's such a cool dude. I've never met him, but I've seen him in videos and shit, and he's just an awesome, passionate guy. And no, you know, there's no hate going out towards that. After all, I'm a very amateur composer myself. Now, I'm not saying McLean's an amateur. He's obviously not. But I'm an amateur composer, all right? So I suck. I suck balls. I don't have any right to really criticize it hardcore, you know? I'm not like a fucking snob or anything. But yeah, sometimes you miss, okay? The Skyscale Masteries. Now, this isn't what you think, alright? This isn't going to be, they should have been better. I actually think they dug themselves in a hole with the Skyscale. The Skyscale trivializes a lot of the open world exploration aspects of the game, which was a huge thing with flying mounts, right? They never really wanted, and they still don't technically have fully flying mounts, but they just made it so much worse with the Skyscale Masters. Not only is it easier to get, but it also is just way more powerful and much better as far as traversing goes, and it makes that whole problem even worse. They just don't fucking care. Like, they just don't care anymore. And it's sad, man. It sucks, because knowing that any form of, like, open world exploration in terms of the challenge of traversal in itself is fucking gone. There is none of that. And to be fair, there hasn't been ever since I started playing the game. But it is something that I craved, because before I got the Skyscale, I had that kinda, even with the Springer in some scenarios. So yeah, I mean, at least I couldn't just fly over everything. I actually had to like jump on shit and all that, So I don't know. We'll see how that goes next expansion with that. But I was kind of disappointed in that they dug themselves a deeper hole with that. Removal of the daily login rewards. This was a huge criticism I had at launch. I like logging into the game whenever I don't want to play and just clicking a couple buttons and I get free shit, okay? And I know they moved that to the Wizard Vault thing, But the thing is, yeah, there is a daily login, right? But it's 5 Astral Acclaim, man. You can't tell me I could get the same shit before with 5 fucking Astral Acclaim. You are capping, my brother. That is bullshit, man. That's such bullshit. I hate how they removed it. And it also doesn't make any fucking sense either for engagement reasons. Because the whole reason why daily login rewards existed, right, was to get you to log in every day. So that way they could shove store items and new shit down your throat so you'll take a look at it. And that was the whole strategy behind it. But that's gone now. And to me, it was a fair trade. Having the daily login reward system in there and having them shove microtransactions down your throat. I thought it was a fair trade. Give me free shit. You could advertise your crap. I don't give a fuck. You know, I liked it. I liked it a lot. When I was taking a break from the game, I felt like I can come back and I had a bunch of gold waiting for me. It was sick. And now I don't have that anymore because fuck me. That's why. That's a huge disappointment for sure. Alright, I had to get a drink of water. What's the next one? Oh, the story and the characters. It was just bad. It was bad. I've never particularly been a huge fan of Guild Wars like story stuff because I don't know. I never found it particularly good. But the characters were at least like decent. You know, I at least felt attached to some of them. But it was so jarring going into this expansion and not having like one single dude who you knew before. And then there's Zoja, right? And I never gave a flying fuck about Zoja personally. I never gave a shit about her. You know. But she's back, and that's cool, I guess. I don't even remember her very much, honestly. But, you know, I don't know. I just did not care about any character. The only one that I thought was actually cool was Peitha. I think that's like the demon chick, you know, with you. And that's because, you know, she's an enemy trying to betray her own kind, so then, you know, she could blah, 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 blah. I don't fucking know. I didn't even play the last chapter, by the way. They put that event wall in front of my face, and I was like, nope, not doing it. Fuck you. I got like halfway through it or something, and I was just like, nah, fuck this. I don't give a shit about doing this, dude. I don't fucking care. I heard it's shit. I don't care to see this story through. It's not very good. I didn't have an enjoyable experience. And, you know, Peitha, the best part about it, didn't even really come into play too much until the post-launch story, so that kind of sucked balls. At least from my memory. I don't fucking know, man. This was just not a good story. The characters were boring. I didn't really feel attached to any character. You know, there was one character I liked besides Peitha. One in the main story. There was one character, and that was the guy who literally wouldn't say anything. Like, it was that script guy, or like, it was some sort of like weird like animal person, you know, and he just did not speak. I thought he was kind of funny. I liked him, but that's kind of it, you know. And the script character was cool too. I'll give you that. But yeah, that's kind of all I gave a shit about in that story. So, kind of disappointing, not gonna lie. Although I did not really have very high expectations in the first place, so I probably say I'm like a little bit disappointed. So that's just me though. I know there's some people who are crying their eyes out, you know, tearing their fucking pubes out with just their bare hands type shit. It's some sad ass stuff on Reddit, man. The maps though, man, the maps are fucking terrible this expansion. Holy shit. The best one was fuck, what the hell is the post-launch map called, dude? Neos, Inner Neos, right? That one's decent, but that's kind of it, you know? So the problem I have with the maps is they are meta events, the maps. If you literally care to do anything else that's repeatable on those maps, there is nothing. There's no hearts, there's no fucking hero points, there's no like water anywhere to go fucking fishing, you know? It's just fucking boring, man. If you don't want to do the meta event, the maps are fucking boring. Not only just from a mechanical perspective, but visual. The first map, Skywatch Archipelago, is a 5-minute novelty, and after that it completely wears off because they essentially did like a Revelations from Black Ops 3 kind of thing. It's a weird reference, but they sort of just pieced together a bunch of old maps and I think have some new areas in them maybe, and then just kind of like threw them all together and said, oh, it's a fractal, the alternate universe. I don't fucking know, man. It's shit's confusing. You know, it's just, I didn't care for it. And then you go to the second map, Amnitas. It's like, what the fuck is this piece of shit? What is this garbage, man? It's like they took one Bastion area, right, and just Control-C, Control-V'd for like 4 times. Obviously they didn't do that, right? It's kind of a joke. I'm not saying they did that, but it feels, I don't know where the fuck I am. I have to go on the map at all times. There is no memorability for me, unless if I'm doing the meta event, because it's actually kind of cool on that map. But it gets kind of old considering towards the end there's a bunch of like, there's like an unskippable cutscene, and there's that yoga sequence. You're just like, what the fuck is this shit? It was cool the first couple times, but like, it's so weird, man. I don't like it. And yeah, it's just not, these aren't good maps. They're not fun from a open world perspective. You know, they feel like meta maps. And that was a pretty big criticism I had with Heart of Thorns. But those had more shit than this, you know? So my hope for Janthier Wilds is that we get Renown Hearts back. And, you know, the reason why they didn't really have Renown Hearts, from my knowledge, is that people don't generally like them for repeatable stuff. Because they make you do it all over again if you want to access the vendor, right? So I have one easy solution to this issue. Just make it so whenever you complete it, right? Complete it once the first time, you get access to the vendor. And then whenever you complete it multiple times, perhaps, you know, past the first time you do it, right, when you start repeating them, you actually get like better rewards out of it. Maybe more karma, more whatever the fuck, you know, give an incentive to repeat it. For those people, you know, and including myself. I would probably just do it anyway, though, just for the map currency and shit. But yeah, it just sucked because there's just nothing. There's barely any like events out there, and it's like these are just boring maps. Like, I don't like any of them, man. Interneus is the best, and that one's still just kind of meh. You know, it's meh. How did I say it earlier? I don't know. But yeah, they're not very good at all. And the post-launch content, as I talked about earlier, the secret part, right, was very dull. There was really nothing that we didn't know about. You know, and paid for, there was nothing. There was not a single like surprise or anything or any like cool thing, which to me is kind of important if you're gonna lock off the features that you advertised for the expansion like later on, because then we already know what the hell's coming. Which, by the way, I fucking hate that. I don't like that at all. The whole, like, alright guys, there's new weapons coming, but it's 6 months later. Legendary armor, but it's 6 months later. So, to me, it was just so stupid. I don't like that. I hate that about Final Fantasy XIV. I remember being so excited for the Island Sanctuary and Endwalker, and then when I got to the endgame, I was like, where the fuck is it? And then some guy was like, it's coming in 7.2 or 7.1. I think it got delayed after that too. And I was just like, what the fuck, man? Why are you advertising it for the fucking expansion? Oh, it pissed me. Like, and that's even worse in that case, because Guild Wars didn't at least like outright advertise, hey, there's new weapons coming. Like at least they, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but it pissed me the fuck off. I'm not gonna lie, at Final Fantasy, man. But yeah. My final score would probably be like a 6. I think it's above average. It's not very good, but it's above average. It's better than a decent amount of MMO expansions. I actually think this is better than like most Elder Scrolls Online expansions. So, you know, and that's not exactly a very high bar, but it does show something that hopefully, I don't know, I'm sad, man. I really don't like this yearly model. I've talked about it before a billion fucking times, but I just really hate this model, man. I don't like it at all, and it's really decreased my excitement for anything Guild Wars related. Although I will say, Janthier Wilds looks like a gigantic step up with some really cool things. The housing feature, in particular, looks incredible. I cannot wait for the housing, dude. It looks very, very polished and very well done. It looks like it's probably going to be the Wizard Vault kind of thing of this expansion, you know, where it's this new system that is incredibly well done. It is like the most polished thing in the entire thing. So, yeah, that's it. What the fuck?
Why are there 19 currencies? You got coins, you got loot, you got stuff that you gotta put together, you got fucking Vanguard points. What the fuck is even going on? I don't know who wants what or why or what do they even have to fucking sell? Okay, alright, okay. I live in America, and in America we have one fucking currency. In this tiny little fortress, they got 20! Why? I don't understand why! That doesn't make any sense! Okay.